Welcome to DIYEasyCrafts.com. How to make a Seahorse wall art using your Silhouette Cameo craft cutting machine. This is a very simple project. We started out with some 1x2s from Home Depot, and then basically we're just going to cut a vinyl decal and apply that to the painted and sanded pieces of wood that I've cut to various lengths. So we started by cutting these pieces of wood to various lengths, and then I painted them all. And I painted them with watercolors. I used a blue and a green, and I kind of whitewashed it with a little streaks of white over the blue and the green. And then I just glued all of those together and clamped them so that you basically end up with one piece. You could certainly have straight edges if you wanted. What I did was just cut all the edges kind of raggedy, and I used the sander to sand over all of the rough edges to an 80 grit. Then I printed out the design that I wanted from the Silhouette Cameo machine. I printed this one on black vinyl, and it's a seahorse, but you could do this with any item. I went over on a separate video how to import JPEG and PNG clip art into the Cameo, and then trace it and convert it into vinyl decals. I'll put a link up on this video, but I didn't want to duplicate that whole process on this video. It's a very easy process, and you can print these things, you know, almost as large as you want. Your only restriction is really the width of the vinyl available. So I'm just weeding out parts of the decal that you don't want on the end product. A little test fit to see how it's going to fit on the boards that I made. And then I'm going to use the transfer film, just cutting a piece of transfer film large enough. So far, I think the most difficult part of the whole project was just peeling the back on the transfer film. Now, I did this one with a stencil. And here we just applying the transfer film, and then I'm just going to press it down very firmly so that, you know, all of the pieces adhere to that transfer film. Like I was saying, I did this one with a decal, but you could certainly also do it with a stencil. And again, I covered stencils on a different video, but if you did it on a stencil, you could lay the stencil over this wood plaque, and you could paint this design instead of applying a vinyl decal. Just a different idea, a different look. So this is the decal attached to the transfer film. We're going to lay it in position. Just get it all lined up, trying to get it so that it doesn't overlap an edge on an important feature. Now the edges of this wood, like I said, are rounded over, so then it's not flat boards butted up against flat boards. They're rounded down. So I'm pressing on the vinyl as much as I can, but on each one of those joints, that vinyl decal is going to want to kind of pull away from the wood. I'm going to carefully peel the transfer film. And if any of the vinyl starts to lift, you just stop or back up, and you can just rub it down a little bit harder. And because all of these corners are rounded and that vinyl is kind of lifted up in the middle of each of those joints, I just went back with a razor knife and I just cut a sliver of the vinyl away on each one of those joints. Any of the vinyl that crosses the joint, I cut a little sliver away so that the vinyl is only applied to the flat pieces or the flat surfaces of each one of those pieces of wood. Now you could do this with different color background wood. You could do it with different color vinyl. White would look really good, but you know, you could do it with almost any design element and with any color, or to match any color scheme in your home. So I'm just going to cut the rest of these little slivers out from each one of the joints. Takes a couple seconds. In the on the back of this, all I did was drill a hole, and that's how I'm going to mount it to the wall. You know, just a small nail into the wall will fit right into that hole, and this will mount nicely on a wall. It really gives a nice beach house look. Just one more time, went back over all of the edges, especially on all of those joints, just to make sure that that vinyl is completely adhered. And that's it. That's the finished product. A couple images of it in sunlight, and also, you know, hanging on my wall. Please check us out on the web at DIYEasyCrafts.com. Be sure to check out our other how-to videos. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel.